over a period of time, and all these rivers died. Kumadwati, that flows from the west, is a trickle. Arkavathy, that used to flow from the north, from near Nandi Hills, is dead. Vrishabhavati, you have all seen it when you drive to Bangalore, to Mysore, is a river of sewage. That's what the boom has done to these life-giving rivers, the rivers that gave life. We are actually now sitting on the banks of Arkavathy. Let's now go back to 15th century, mid-15th century. Arkavathy used to flow just maybe a couple of kilometers, not even a kilometer, maybe 1.5 kilometers from here, the crow flies. And a king called Achyuta Devaraya of the Tuluva dynasty ruled Vijayanagar, the brother of the great king Krishna Devaraya. He came to this place and built a small check dam and created the reservoir. And that must have been like 1560, I don't know exact year, but around that time. And he brought in a group of Brahmins and set up what is called an Agrahara, a settlement of Brahmins. And that kind of became Hesaraghatta. Later in 1895, thereabouts, Sheshadri Iyer, Diwan Sheshadri Iyer built, increased the size of this check dam, and the large 3,000-acre reservoir was formed, which gave the first pipe drinking water to Bangalore. Water used to go by an aqueduct, which is you see on the way to this place. There's a little bit of 100 meters of it is still remaining, by gravity to a place called Soladevannahalli, 7 kilometers from Hesaraghatta. And from there it used to be pumped to Chimney Hills. There's a hill there, and then again by gravity it used to go to Bangalore. Then later Tippegandanahalli was built downstream, where Kumudwati and Arkavathy met, and then they went on to join Kaveri. Well, Arkavathy, the Hesaraghatta reservoir was full 1989 last, and after that it started drying up. The river started dying. What were the reasons? What we examined and found out certain reasons why this has been happening. About 20 years ago, in and around this area, groundwater was at about 70 feet. In little north of this place, there's a village called Ardeshalli, where my friend Sitaram tells me that you just have to dig to get water. The groundwater there is not potable anymore. It's gone. Why did this happen? Hesaraghatta catchment, is about 600 square kilometers. There are 197 tanks and ponds of varying sizes from Nandi Hills to till Hesaraghatta, and almost all of them are dry today. Groundwater is between 400 to 1,000 plus feet. Everything is gone. The reason is basically, the erosion and degradation of catchment because of urbanization, silting of all lakes and tanks and channels that bring water. Rainfall has remained the same over the last 100 years. If you take the rainfall data, average, by and large, it's the same, but the consumption has gone up exponentially. The population has gone up so much, everybody has been consuming so much, it's really gone up, and we're just unable to, the groundwater, the water bodies are not unable to charge it and provide. Forest cover has diminished. Right here, well, maybe 30 or 40 years ago, a seed farm was established by the central government to produce seeds for fodder, to fodder producing grass seeds. 400 acres of fabulous forest was cut down to make way into a seed farm. You can imagine the silting. In a way, it was the project. It doomed Hesaraghatta Lake. Forest green cover has diminished, and not just urbanization, need for firewood and grazing. Lack of awareness among citizens regarding water conservation. There is no methodology to manage plastic waste, toxic waste, and other organic waste material, just piling up and piling up. Even the authorities don't know what to do. So what is the solution? I mean, some of us have been working in through the belt of Arkavathy and Kumudwati. Some of us, some friends are here today who have been working in this area to conserve these rivers. What do you do? What is the solution? Is it like a doomsday scenario? No, I don't think so, because we can do something. And what is the solutions are like desilting of lakes and ponds and canals that bring in water to the lakes. It has to be done with common sense. Massive reforestation along the belt. It is just not enough to plant trees, but you have to make sure that they grow. Forest watchers have to be there and make sure that grazing is not allowed in that area. We have efforts to educate people on environment and water conservation. Popularizing stoves that use very little firewood, like the one that developed by Indian Institute of Science, which is called Urja, which uses very little firewood and gives much more energy. So that the pressure on firewood is less. Popularize cheap solar energy-based cooking and heating stoves. The government did a study a few years ago and came out with they published a government order. I mean, came out with a government order, do's and don'ts of along the river, to conserve it. But that's gathering dust to try and bring pressure on the government to to implement that. Several areas like the grassland you just drove through, it's 300 acres of prime beautiful grassland, which is also wintering ground for birds of prey from Central Asia. The buzzards, harriers come all the way from Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, and for winter. Conserve these areas. Declare as a sensitive zone. And proper waste management practice along the belt, and of course in the city. These are some of the things that we have to do. We are trying to. Some of us have gotten together to do a lot of work and see what we can do. The government is showing some interest, and over the years we hope that river will flow again. Thank you very much.